The tap of my heels ricochets off the lobby's marble, filling the Tuesday. A night quiet with a tired rhythm. 14 hours at the office. Another banner day for Horizon Brands. A client practically in tears after my pitch. And still, when I check my phone, there's nothing. The elevator chimes. I step in and meet my own gaze in the mirrored wall. Quinn Edwards, 30, 2 today, senior PR exec, draped in fatigue like it's couture. My green eyes search my face for a reason to celebrate. The screen stays stubborn. No calls, no texts. I tell myself it's fine. I'm an adult who manages multi-million-dollar accounts. Birthdays are for kids. Yet when I open my apartment door, the little cake I bought this morning waits on the coffee table like an accusation. One lonely candle stands at attention, a tiny soldier awaiting orders I won't give. Happy birthday to me. I whisper to the empty room. I kick off my heels, drop my leather briefcase, and sink into the couch. The space looks curated and warm on any other night. Tonight it feels cavernous. The wall clock lopes toward midnight. My phone remains mute. I reach for my laptop to bury the minutes in work, but my fingers betray me and open Facebook instead. The first post knocks the air from my chest. Miles, my brother, grinning with a champagne flute, family crowded around him. A banner behind him reads, "Congratulations on your promotion." My father's arm is clamped around his shoulder. My mother's smile is pure sunshine. The timestamp, 4 hours ago on my birthday. I scroll through photo after photo, each one a clean slice. Aunts, uncles, cousins I haven't seen in years. Comment after comment from Dad, so proud of our superstar. From Mom, the Edwards legacy lives on. I set the laptop down with shaking hands. They didn't forget. They prioritized something else again. Old memories elbow forward. Age 11, a single candle collapsing into frosting while I waited alone at a restaurant for my family to return from Miles's debate finals. Age 17, shipped to Grandma's the weekend my birthday collided with their Yale tour for Miles. College graduation, my summa cum laude reduced to background noise the second Miles announced his engagement at my dinner. Last month, Dad waving away the campaign that lifted a client's revenue by 41%. "It's just advertising, Quinn," he'd said, checking his watch. "Miles's work in finance. That's real impact." I scroll my contacts, family names blur, the same people who never ask about my life unless it intersects with his. An email pings. I open it on autopilot, then blink. Performance bonus approved for the Horizon campaign. $82,000. My phone rings. Mom. For a ridiculous second, hope flutters. I answer too eagerly. "Quinn, darling," she chirps. "Perfect timing. We're planning a little something for Miles and Jessica's anniversary. Could you help with catering? And oh, the decorations. You're so good at that." The clock clicks to midnight. My birthday. Over. "Mom," I say, voice quivering despite me. Today was my birthday. A pause. Then a bright, flustered, "Oh," with Miles's promotion it just slipped our minds, slipped like it always does. I glance at the open email, $82,000. Something shifts inside me, plates beneath an ocean. When I speak again, my voice is firm and unfamiliar. "Don't worry about it. I understand what matters to this family. For the first time, I really do." 4 days later, at my desk, my fingers stall above the keys. Thanks to Mom's accidental invite, I'm inside a family group chat. The messages read like evidence bags. "Dad, Quinn should put in at least $20K for the anniversary." "Mom, she just got that bonus. Time she supports the family for once." There's my name, misspelled as Quinn, in a thread about my money and their plans for it. I lean back, watch the Chicago skyline glitter beyond the glass. I'm supposed to be prepping for a client briefing, and here I am discovering, in tame corporate lighting, how little I've ever counted. Jennifer, my work best friend, peeks in. Your brother's emailing too, she says, then watches my face. What happened? He pulled Regentech's marketing director into a meeting for his firm, using our contact again. I angle the laptop, she scans, frowns third time, and they want 20 grand from you, that's, well, she exhales. What exactly have they done for you lately? Before I can answer, our CEO, Lawrence, appears. Quinn, Westfield's numbers 41% revenue bump. The board's ecstatic. This is why I fought for your bonus. You earned every penny. The warmth in his eyes lands where I've been empty for years. Miles calls right after. Family helping family, he says. I need the Regentech CMO at dinner tomorrow. I keep my voice neutral. I'll see what I can do. That evening, I take the stairs to the 3rd floor. Mrs. Bennett opens the door, eyes twinkling, and the smell of oatmeal cookies wraps around me. At 84, she moves like a brisk breeze. For 3 years, Tuesdays have been ours. My takeout, her dessert, a small stubborn island of kindness. I tell her everything. The bonus, the demand for $20K, my name misspelled in a chat about my money, my contacts treated like community property. She places a warm hand over mine. Some parents look so hard at their favorite mirror that they forget the child standing right beside it. Her words follow me home like a lighthouse beam. Saturday, the Edwards house stands over Lake Shore Drive like a monument. Inside, Mom fusses over flowers, Dad pours scotch, and Miles and Jessica recline like a catalog ad. Dinner is choreography. Dad narrates Miles's promotion. Mom sprinkles clever asides. I move salmon around my plate and wait. It arrives with dessert. Quinn. Dad sets down his cup. Your portion for Miles and Jessica's anniversary. 20,000 covers venue and catering. Given your recent windfall, it's appropriate. Mom nods. Family supports family, darling. The phrase snaps something taut. I can't. I say. Dad blinks, uncomprehending. I beg your pardon. I meet his eyes. I won't give 20,000. That's a quarter of my bonus. I have other plans. Silence, thick and strange. No one here is used to no from me. Other plans more important than your brother's celebration. Dad asks, voice dropping, my future. I say, Mom's face crumples, tears poised. After everything we've done for you. The performance is textbook, a master class in guilt. The question slips out before I can stop it. What exactly have you done for me? Dad stands, a warning in human form. I won't tolerate ingratitude. Your brother is the achiever. Support is the least you can offer. The bruise he's pressed since childhood throbs. I rise, unsteady but upright. I'm leaving. Mom catches my sleeve. Don't make a scene. For once, I don't smooth anything. I walk out with guilt skulking behind me, along. The wand pauses. What have you sacrificed? She gasps, truly shocked. We gave you everything. I have a meeting. I say and hang up. By afternoon, Dad strides through Horizon's glass doors like he owns the building. Jennifer mouths code red, vanishing. I intercept him near reception. This is my workplace. Then act like a professional, he says loudly enough for the bullpen to hear. Professionals honor family obligations. I steer him into a small meeting room, cheeks burning. "What do you want? Your mother's been crying. Over one missed birthday, you punish us." He says one, like a verdict. Heat flashes under my skin. Try 2 decades, Dad. Birthdays, graduations, achievements. He checks his watch. The point is Miles deserves support. 20,000 is fair. My phone buzzes. Crisis alert from a top client. I have to handle this. We're done. His jaw tightens. We're not. We are. I leave him standing in the quiet room and step into the fire. I know how to manage. 3 hours later, I present a crisis plan that salvages the Westridge account. Extraordinary. The CEO says, "You just saved $3 million. Pride blooms, warm, steady. Back in my office, I find a string of texts from Miles. "Mom's crying because of you. Fix this fix at work, I'm valued. At home, I'm collateral. Unless I'm paying. 3 weeks after my birthday, I sit in a corner cafe with a half-eaten carrot cake and a truth I can no longer dodge. My family will never see me. I type Lake, front property, Michigan. Listings flood my screen. One steals my breath. A 4. Bedroom with a wraparound deck. Windows gulping lake light. Pines guarding the edges. $365, 0. 2 days later, I'm on that deck watching sunlight braid the water. Owners are motivated. The realtor says they've moved to Arizona. I'll take it. I hear myself say, I can put down a large sum. She blinks, no family to weigh in. No, I say clean and crisp. This is for me. The mortgage sails through, my credit gleams. I sign papers while Mrs. Bennett sits beside me like a proud aunt. Sometimes we must build our own sanctuary. She murmurs as the keys slide into my palm. My hands, for once, don't shake. Weekends become transformation projects. I paint walls, hang frames of the life I built, my graduation, the team photo after Westridge, the magazine cover that featured my campaign. The primary suite becomes my favorite room. I call it the birthday suite, and fill it with the softest sheets, a reading chair by the lake window, a stack of novels I swore I'd make time for. When I send housewarming invitations, my thumb hovers over family. Muscle memory urges me to add them. I don't. I invite Jennifer, my team, Mrs. Bennett, the people who actually show up. It feels small and seismic all at once. The first brick in a boundary wall I'm finally brave enough to build. That night, I sit barefoot on the deck, phone inside, stars pricking the dark water. Power creeps in, not the shiny, professional kind, but the kind that comes from choosing yourself when no one else will. Tomorrow, the guilt calls will resume. For now, the quiet belongs to me. On Sunday, I post a photo, me on the new cedar deck with a glass of Pinot, Lake Michigan wide and blue behind me. Caption, weekend at my new lake house, birthday gift to myself. I set the phone down, breathe in the gold rinse of sunset, and let the moment hold. 20 minutes later, the screen blazes, 17 missed calls, 32 texts, 8 from Mom alone. I tuck the phone into my pocket and turn my face to the last light on the water. Not today. Monday, the voicemail parade arrives. Quinn. This is the responsibility. People are asking about the services. There's a family emergency. Look through the appendix. Your brother came by. I said he took me. Devil mentioned Saturday, the deck fills with people who know my worth. Colleagues bring plants and quilts and a bottle of Cabernet with a note from my boss. To choosing yourself, we grill. We laugh. Mrs. Bennett arrives last with a quilt in lake colors. Every home needs something handmade with love, she says, placing it in my arms. My throat tightens. I post photos of real celebration. Friends sprawled across my furniture. Sunset doubling itself in the windows, Mrs. Bennett teaching napkin folds. My family's absence is its own frame. Monday back at the office, the family grapevine ripens. My cousin Elaine calls, voice syrupy. Everyone's talking about your lake house. Aunt Claudia is beside herself. People think you're hiding money, that you're jealous of Miles. I laugh. An unexpected, light sound. Of course they do. Thursday night, Mom finally calls with the cool, rigid tone of someone planning a rescue that keeps her as the hero. This has gone far enough. Quinn, the Petersons and the Carsons, and even Reverend Wallace are asking questions about your situation, my situation. I ask, rocking gently on the porch swing as a heron scrapes the horizon. This attention, seeking, buying a house without consulting us, posting pictures that make people wonder why you needed a birthday present for yourself. It creates an uncomfortable narrative for our family. Actions have consequences. I say, we'll fix this. She continues, marching on. Family dinner Sunday. Your father and I will explain it's a misunderstanding. We've always supported you. The old me would have folded. Tuesday. I say, 7 o'clock. I'll bring the photo albums. What photo albums? She asks, thrown off script. You'll see. I say, and hang up. The next Tuesday. The mansion's granite steps feel like courthouse stairs. I clutch 3 albums. My knuckles blanch. I ring the bell instead of using my key. I'm not coming as a daughter tonight. I'm arriving as counsel for the defense. Mine, Dad opens, spotless and stern. His gaze ticks from the albums to my face. You're late, he says, already turning away. No hug, no smile, just the old critique. Mom waits in the foyer with tissues, eyes artfully rimmed red. Quinn. The tremor in her voice is rangy with performance. Miles appears from the living room, drink in hand, confidence faltering when he sees me. I meet his look until he glances away first. The dining room gleams with good china and candlelight, a stage set for the version of us they prefer. I place the albums on the sideboard and sit across from Miles, diagonal from Dad's throne at the head. Your mother made your favorite, Dad announces while serving himself first, beef Wellington. It hasn't been my favorite since high school. It's Miles's. Let's not do theater. I say, leaving my plate untouched. We all know why I'm here. Quinn, we're concerned about impulsive choices. Mom says, buying a house without consulting us. Shows poor financial judgment. Dad finishes. It reflects badly on the family. I keep my voice even. I used my bonus, money that could have been invested properly. He says, sailing past my words, or contributed to something meaningful for the family. Miles clears his throat. No one's saying you can't have nice things, but maybe selling would calm everyone down. Mom's been crying. I stand, walk to the sideboard, and bring the first album to the table. Then let's look at meaning. I open to page after page, Miles in party hats, Miles blowing out candles, gifts stacked like towers, ages 6 to 20, 5, every birthday recorded by a professional lens, turn to 16, I say. He flips to his 18th birthday, the car with the bow, Dad handing over keys, Mom openly weeping happy tears. I slide the second album forward. This one's mine. Mom's fingers flutter over the cover. She opens to blank pages, a few stray photos, me with a grocery, store cupcake, Mrs. Bennett hugging me at 30. That's it. There wasn't much to put in. I say, you were at Miles's engagement party on my 21st. Remember, no one answers. I open the third album, Family Vacations, Disney World, the Grand Canyon, European tours, I'm missing from these because I wasn't there. Grandma's house, summer programs, not enough money for everyone. Dad pushes back, chair scraping. What is the point of this melodrama? You've always been difficult. The point, I say, sliding a printed spreadsheet onto the table, is the record. I've highlighted totals, tuition, car down payments, birthday gifts, trips. The numbers speak without raising their voices. Thousands for Miles, hundreds for me. I place a diary page beside the spreadsheet. Age 9. I say, reading aloud, maybe next year they'll remember my birthday without Grandma reminding them. Finally, I lay down a photograph, Christmas dinner 3 years ago, a place card with my name at an empty chair. I was working in Chicago. You texted this to make me feel guilty for not being there. I tap the image. Do you notice where you set me in a guest seat? Even in pretend I'm a visitor. The quiet lands heavy, Dad's face darkens. Do you want an apology? Fine, we prioritize. Mom said, we didn't mean to. It's no one. We were so I finish softly. Miles hasn't spoken. He stares at me. Smiling I gather the albums I leave in the center like a bird. I don't need your attention. I turn for the door. Miles says my name. Mom sobs. Dad stays silent. I pause at the threshold without looking back. Consider the albums a gift. I say and close the door. The latch clicks like thunder. A year later, my birthday dawns with gold brushing the deck rails. I arrange fruit beside a champagne bucket, smooth my red sundress, and check the cake. 30, 3 candles, plus 1 for luck. Ennifer's idea. Need help. Mark from marketing asks, juggling pastries. Anywhere is fine, I say, smiling. It's astonishing what a year can undo and rebuild. Last birthday, I whispered to a room that didn't answer. Today, colleagues and new friends crowd a deck I designed to celebrate me. My phone buzzes with messages about my promotion to senior director. Announced yesterday, toasted today. The lake throws diamonds of light across the water. Dr. Levine, my therapist, would call this a milestone. We've mapped the Edwards family pattern, then did the hard work, spending holidays elsewhere, muting guilt, soaked threads, building traditions that start with my name. Jennifer clinks her glass to the birthday girl who taught us how to choose ourselves. Laughter flares, soft and genuine. A car door thuds in the driveway. I know that engine, Miles's BMW. He hovers at the edge of the deck with a wrapped package, unsure. Conversations thin. Sorry to crash, he says. I wanted to give you this in person. We haven't spoken since the album night. The myth broke that evening. The golden child and the shadow join us, I say, and realize I mean it. Later, when the party drifts indoors, we sit at the dock's end, the package between us. Therapy's been clarifying, he says, watching a sailboat arrow the horizon. Dad won't go. Mom's trying. She talks about you differently. And you, I ask, he exhales. I didn't see it until you showed us. How the spotlight on me erased you. He nudges the gift toward me. Open it. Inside is a restored photograph I've never seen. Me at 7 on the tire swing, laughing at something out of frame. Just me. No, one else claiming the center. Found it in Dad's boxes, Miles says. Proof you were always there, even when we didn't look. My eyes burn. It's not absolution. It's a beginning. A knock rattles the glass. Through the door, my mother stands alone with a small bakery box. She insisted. Miles says, I didn't give her your address until today. Mom's hands tremble as she holds out the box. Inside sits a single cupcake with one candle. "Happy birthday, Quinn." She whispers, her performative smile unraveling into something human. "Carrot cake. You liked that, didn't you?" "I did," I say, surprised that it's true and that she remembered. "We're almost done, but stay for cake." Relief softens her shoulders. We share slices at the kitchen island. The conversation is tentative, careful. Small steps, I remind myself, not forgiveness on command. Not forgetting, just forward. When the last dish is drying in the rack and the house is quiet again, I carry a glass of wine back to the dock. Twilight settles like a shawl over the lake. A year ago, I stared at an empty inbox. Tonight, I'm surrounded by evidence of another kind. Gifts chosen with care, laughter echoing in the rafters, boundaries that protect without shutting out hope. My phone lights with a text from Mrs. Bennett. "Did you enjoy your day, dear?" I smile as I reply. For the first time, I truly celebrated myself. In the window, my reflection raises its glass to the woman I became when I stopped asking to be seen and decided to see myself first. The water answers with a hush. I think of that Facebook caption a year ago, birthday gift to myself, and realize the truth. The house wasn't the gift, the choice was. So here's my question for anyone listening on the other side of their own quiet room. What gift will you give yourself that changes everything?